Welcome back to Fire Force and review episode number 9. This time I'm viewing the 13th episode of the series, The Trap is Set. Yep. This one, now I usually look with the wikis, I see exactly what chapters they particularly adapt. There's no page for this one though for some reason, so I said look up myself. So this particular episode finishes up chapter 43, goes through the entirety of chapters 44 to 46, mostly anyway, so they skip a couple pages in 44, and they stop like a little over halfway through chapter 47. So, yeah, it's something that they pretty much almost looks like it would seem that they would cover like almost 5 chapters. This episode, like a lot. But yeah, this episode starts off. Now, they do kind of cut us some stuff here. Like, there's a scene in a flashback, they cut like a big portion of it for some reason. I don't know why. They sort of now the episode starts off basically concluding the flashback that started last week. We having Lieutenant of Company 7 fighting an Inferno, and he defeats him off screen. And you have the current captain, this is of course the past before the company is first formed, and he is shoved into a wooden crate. He survives, and apparently that's when he starts his little carbonization. Yeah, those little burn marks you see in his body that you see in present day. Yeah, this is where it started. hmm And then in the aftermath, like apparently Company 4 shows up. Yes, Company 4. Yeah, the same people who during the formation they announced the formation of the backstory of the formation of Company 8 were in fact complete jerks. They apparently sent their entire group to do with one dangerous inferno. So like there's 2 infernos. Like the the guy who became captain of Oja, he says, like, couldn't you just send like 2 of your guys to deal with this one who's not doing anything? Like, nope, I have to have all my guys and because they have freaking stupid number of points. Yeah, and we see the cap. I think he must be lieutenants. Yeah, the captain apparently he's got scars across his like a little slash mark, probably from an inferno, and apparently he's got his eyes closed like traditional anime characters do. Like they're offered basically this: become official fire force and having the city become their town become part of the Tokyo Empire, get all the resources. Like, okay, they'll consider it. Give us something to think about it. And apparently they do. Now in the manga, they don't have the company 8 surrounding him in the manga as much as they do in the anime. Now in the case of Shira, they pretty much keep his entire speech, like he says in the episode, that he wants to be a hero and get and tell his motivation why he became a member of the Fire Force, and it's spot on. They don't cut this out at all, though I get kind of the reason why they changed it, but it's kind of weird though they cut out the scene last week's episode where they had the captain of Company 7 go confirm with the store owner. Yeah, for some reason they said they cut that out from this episode. Maybe it's implied he may have run into it, and then it's like you heard the story, so I got up. He gets up and just walks out, and then of course we have people beating each other up, accused of being imposters. Yes, the imposter stuff. Okay. And we see the 2 little girls fighting each other, and then Arthur apparently is the one who notices this, kicks one of them in the face, and tells him, yeah, that's actually an old man, not a little girl. And they throw a lot of comedy in this episode where they beat him up several times. In the manga, I think it's like just a couple times beat him up. Eventually, yep, he was right. It's an old man. And they kind of show it here, like how this is accomplished by one of the members of the White Clan. They do cut out a little bit of his stuff, but that comes a little bit later, the second time we see the episode. Yeah, for some reason they trimmed this guy down in the anime, where he appears for like probably about 3 minutes of the episode. You see him using his hands to do like a sculpture on someone's face. Usually when a sculptor does, usually a just touch person's face, and they usually use it to like make an actual sculpture, use it as a base. He uses like fire from his hands to mold people's face. Yeah, he does it so much so he kills the guy. He of course gets chastised for it. They do of course trim him down a little bit. Comes a little bit later. Yeah, in the end, in the manga, he actually seen doing his little braid in his hair, Yeah, I think they probably call him the sculptor. hmm And then while they're dealing with the little girl stuff, they then later on the company is attacked by a freaking sniper, basically the arrow person from not from the previous arc per se. It's when they fought Company One. Lucky enough, Taki remembers these people because, well, they do. Now, of course, Shira does not know the archer's a freaking woman. Apparently, Arthur's the one who notices this. Yep. And they go chasing after them. Eventually, they do find him, along with a big, bulky guy with what looks like a very curved blade, a double dual like blade. He uses to fight Arthur and Shira. Of course, the archer gets chance in, and this part ends with like after the fight. Of course, they also have some frequent bickering between each other because it's very typical of the bicker. Of course, there was a little more comedy here, and well, yeah, eventually they do take him on. It's a pretty good fight, and then the big bokeh tells the archer, "Time for you to retreat. I'm taking out a bug. What does he do with it? He swallows it and gulps. You don't see what he becomes because they don't have that portion of the episode. They cut to the captain of Company 7. This is actually from, I believe it was from the beginning of chapter 46. Yeah, it's like the first page of the chapter put at the end of the episode, where he just goes and finds a random inferno that it says, I don't know who you are, kills him, walks away. Lieutenant also took the time in the episode after he trying to find him, climbs up a tower to her looking for him. And that's the episode. It's like this episode is like he watches and it seems like though it's the beginning and the end of this arc. That's what it seems like. And it kind of is. It's probably gonna wrap up either by next week's episode or probably by 2 weeks, at least by the next episode. It's probably gonna be next week's episode because you probably will think though, like covering 5 chapters, but it just finished up one, cover 3, and got halfway. It's basically covered like I'd say about 3 and a quarter, 3.5 chapters, plus finishing up. Excuse me, another chapter, which actually isn't that bad. No. So my guess is next week we'll probably finish up chapter 47, and they might go through probably straight through 51. Either they'll probably get to 51, probably do the same thing this episode, where they cover like half of it, and then they just cover the rest the following week. It just depends upon what David Studio wants to do. But this overall was a pretty good episode. I like it. Yep, so that's it for this particular review, and that's it for videos today. Yeah, this is my last one. Tomorrow I have roughly about 3 videos hopefully playing tomorrow. Case closed, hopefully another video for Toshi Reservoir Chronicle, and My Hero Academia. Yep, produce the next few. Bye.